is laughter. Not staged laughter, not predicted laughter, not scripted laughter, not comedy. Now you have those rare comedies that are truly, you know, good ones to laugh at. But stuff like Chris Rock, Robin Williams, quote, brilliant stage acts, uses more vulgarityism than anything else. Perversion laughter, vulgarity laughter, you name it, that is simply abuse of the senses. Because what happens during laughter? Either it's a fulfilling laughter, or it's such a laughter that you kind of feel dazed afterwards. Abuse of the senses. Also, laughter is very powerful. Yes, it does heal. Which is, it's funny, most people don't realize that laughter is a part of alchemy. But only through a natural reaction. You can't plan a laughter. Let's see. Essentially, real laughter is when you're fulfillingly living. Your life is, you feel an atonement. Now, I know what this is sounding like. This is sounding like, oh, you're so serious. You should pick up on humor. Oh, trust me, I'm a very funny person. I have successfully hurt some people's sides, seriously. I have turned people's jaws into dust, which is jaw dust. I didn't understand what that meant until, you know, with my girlfriend at one point. So, trust me, I'm very funny. Very, very funny. But I use a type of humor that is not to pick up anything obscure. And if it is obscure, it's clarified in a very unique way to make the humor original and free-based. I don't use vulgarity. I don't use words to describe, or I don't use any humor related to anything sexual-like, which I find that illing, because it's we're more precious beings than most realize. And when everyone realizes what they've been laughing at, it's going to turn into sadness. Understood sadness. It's going to turn into mourning, but it's going to be understood mourning. But truly, the time of understanding what laughter means, that will be the test. Because when everyone's laughing at right now, they have no idea what they're truly laughing at. And it's a cheap high. And honestly, I would rather do it inhale it. I would rather do the air chemical in whipping cream, which can get you quite high. I'd rather do that than force myself to laugh at something like Pineapple Express or Harold and Kumar Castle 2. Holy shit, that is a terrible movie, absolutely terrible. I'm trying to think of a movie that's funny, that's got good humor. Lord of the Rings, but very brief, and it's kind of a common, I don't know, laughter to it. It's not that, you know, it's not very deep. Anime has the best quality humor, no doubt. And who is it coming from? A race that is easily shown that they are the most intelligent on this planet. They have the most brilliant art style on the planet itself. They are the smartest on the planet itself. If anyone's thinking I'm being racist, I'm just going by facts. And that's the other issue, is assumptions and judgment. And not ego. It's not even ego. Ego's dead. Let's put ego to the side. This is more about assumptionism and judgmentism. It's also about how people will put themselves or their ideals above life itself and denounce another. Like, how dare you say that about this? Or, you know, they sneer and smear the facts itself, and they just want themselves to be heard in a way that is to denounce life, to denounce another. Look how strangers treat strangers. Why would we even call ourselves strangers? Only in unnatural circumstances. I think you can tell this is an official rant, but it's justified, and its purpose is profound. My brother made a very interesting realization. I didn't quite ever think about it, but then again, there's eternal amounts of realizations. He mentioned, why is it that people put money into research, like for cancer, and out of all those years, nothing? Which I think I kind of threw a partial bit in there, and he just kind of he just basically added onto it. So we kind of combined our efforts on that. It's true. Look how long people have been running and walking for breast cancer, cancer in general, AIDS, you name it. Where is that money going to, and what is it being used for? See, essentially now I think you can realize, if I mention laughter now, there's a dead silence. Do you know why? Because that is an age in itself, an eon of reflection. So, even a few seconds can be quantified that much. Laughter is not safe here, unless you realize yourself in a fulfilling way. You realize your senses, you realize your limits. Laughter, again, I will say, is not safe here. I mean, look at how many people abuse laughter and get off on it. They do. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing people getting hurt and people laughing to get off on it. Maybe getting off is a crude term, but truly, there are people out there that will hurt other people just to put it on YouTube, just to get some hits, and to see what people comment and say. That is getting off on something. But it's also metaphorical, of course. But it's pretty sarcastic at times. I think you know. Let's see. I've gotten a message recently. I'm not going to say from whom, but they had mentioned what is it like in a hybrid existence, and I've meant to do some videos on it. But truly, it's a visual spectacle that just cannot be described. Ultimateism essentially is showing a diversity I can't quite clarify to an extreme, because, well, to a fair degree of depth, because truly you've got to start from stage 1 and work your way up. But it is literally showing what's on the other side, what is going on the other side, and even the evolution. Truly, I did not know. I had no idea I could use material from this existence, well, with what I can, as far as movies, and actually create anything related to Ultimateism. I could understand maybe ult, but not ultimate or Ultimateism for that matter. But after watching what I saw, I'm amazed, but I can push it further. And I gotta say, Neoism is not for the lighthearted, or something like that, because this is ponage. This is what you call ownage, and I know anyone who plays games knows what that means. But anyone who doesn't, ownage and ponage means to just literally pretty much it's a gaming term. Pretty much mop the floor with the other player. I mean, eventually just taking them out like nothing. Okay. If you're good at games, you're a good sport at it. Usually you don't rub that in on the other player, but I've seen it plenty of times. But for those who know about this, they can relate. This movie is about ownage and ponage. Concept alone, besides a few little bitty bits of effects that I did myself. Other than that, this is concept ownage. Essentially, it is to set the bar much higher for those who desire to do films themselves. It sets an example of what they are worth. If they want to be competitive against me, so be it. But what I have put together, it's not very likely someone can top it. Maybe after a fair amount of years, I'm not sure, because the class of concept has never been used. Not even